We are a loving and diverse spiritual community dedicated to personal growth, healing, and service.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling so good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? I'm feeling good. Don't you know, don't you know, don't you know? I'm feeling good.
And that's how we start a new year at CSL. CSL is part of a global organization with over 500 centers worldwide. We're a spiritual community that honors all religions and faiths because we know there is no wrong way to worship, whether you're lighting a candle, repeating a mantra, or offering a prayer. We respect and we honor any way that draws any individual closer to spirit or closer to love. So we celebrate the diversity in religious practices with our ceremony this morning that we call the Flames of Faith. The candles lit for the Tao to honor the universal path of harmony, the natural way. The candles lit for the shamanic traditions, honoring the belief and practices of all indigenous peoples. The candles lit for Hinduism to honor the spiritual path of devotion and the variety of religious icons and deities. The candle was lit for Judaism to honor the path of sacred law. The candles lit for Buddhism to honor the Four Noble Truths and the way of compassion. The candle was lit for Christianity to honor the Christ consciousness that lives in all of us. The candles lit for Islam to honor the path of peaceful submission to the will of Spirit. The candles lit for the universalistic religion of Baha'i to honor the path of unity. And the candles lit for our own faith, which we call New Thought or Ageless Wisdom, to honor the metaphysical path and the practice of universal spiritual principles. And finally, the 10th candle is always lit for peace in a world filled with war, and for the peaceful acceptance of all faiths and spiritual practices worldwide. At Center for Spiritual Living, we have 7 core values, which we remind you of each week and highlight one of them to keep it at the forefront of your mind and heart. And our core values are love and healing and oneness and abundance and spiritual growth and service and diversity. And the core value that we're highlighting today is the first one and the most important one, which is love. Like everything else, as a young man, I was taught that everything the good that you are waiting for in life comes outside of you, that you have to go find prosperity, and you have to go find happiness, and you have to go find love. But the truth is, it's not out there, it's in here, it's always been in here, and we find love by letting out love. You do this every year as a community, and I'm so proud of what you give to others whom you will never know and whom you will never see. Around the holidays, you contribute. We put a holiday tree up and you grab some of the ornaments, the little ornaments that we buy, gifts for children, for kids in distress, and for an elementary school. And you do it, why? Well, because out of love. And love is the greatest gift in the universe. It's the greatest way to honor someone else, even though you may never know them. It's the greatest healing for our planet. Here's a couple of pictures of the good that you gave away this year. You know, we always want to stop the wars in the world. And the way to stop the war in the world is to stop the war in here. Stop it in here. We always want more peace. Find peace in here. We always want greater love. It is in here. And by letting it out, the world is healed. Love is our core value.
Everybody look around, cause there's a reason to rejoice, you see.
Everybody come on, let's go dance and sing it joyfully.
Everybody look up and feel the hope that we've been waiting for. Everybody be glad, because my silent fear and dread are gone. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts ringing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can you feel the brand new day? 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 Everybody be glad, because the sun is shining just for us.
Everybody wake up, to the morning into happiness.
Hello world, it's like a different way of living now. Thank you world, we always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, let's show the world that we've got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look around, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can you feel the brand new day? 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 All right, guys, let's put our hands together like this. Come on. There we go. Hey. Everybody be glad, because the sun is shining just for us.
Everybody wake up, to the morning into happiness.
Hello world, it's like a different way of living now. Thank you world, we always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, let's show the world that we've got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can you feel the brand new day? 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 Can you feel the brand new day?
I can feel it. So, how many of you are here for the very first time today? If you're here for the first time, raise your hand. I promise I'm not going to make you do anything strange or unusual or uncomfortable. Man, y'all are brave because this is a weird place. You know that? There are some really strange people here. I mean, we're good people, but we're a house full of rebels and nonconformists, and we like it that way, don't we? Yes. I said we like it that way, don't we? I remember my first time walking into a Center for Spiritual Living. I was 24 years old. It was 20 years ago. And I sat in the aisle all the way in the back in the very last row because I wanted to get out of here as quickly as possible. To tell you the truth, I had had it with God. I couldn't even stand to hear the word God. The only reason I went to church that day is because somebody told me there were cute guys there. So I strutted in with my big 80s hair, similar to today, and some kind of fabulous outfit on similar to today, looking for love. And ironically, that's exactly what I found, love. But it didn't come in the form that I thought it would. It wasn't the romantic kind. What I found that day was a universal, pure, and perfect, unconditional love, which is what I was told existed. I mean, that's what the Christians kept saying, that God is love. But man, they sure didn't act like it, especially not with people like me. All I heard is you're an abomination, you know, and God is offended by you, and you're going to burn in hell. Like, for how long? Like, forever. So I was surprised and, quite frankly, pretty excited to hear any other word used for God. In our teaching, we have a lot of different names for the Creator. We think of God as energy or force or a creative intelligence or a universal mind. We talk about it in terms of power. We say that God is a power for good in the universe, the creator and giver of all that is good. There, I said it. That's the first word that I had to get used to in this new teaching, because when we talk about the Creator, we talk about it as it. We say it because we know that God is neither male nor female, but has the attributes and characteristics and qualities of all genders. So, how did all this get started, this New Thought teaching, this science of mind? Well, it was 106 years ago in 1918 when a young man of 31 years old studied the world's religions and faiths and practices and the current scientific theories, and he moved to California to be closer to his brother who had a small church there. And he, like me at that same age, didn't like the God that he was sold by the more orthodox religions. He started to think to himself, like I did, it's like, how can God approve and love some people but not others? And what kind of God would be so cruel is to send somebody to the big fry daddy forever, you know? And why do some people heal and some others don't? None of this made sense to him. This doctrine and dogma of the world's religions didn't jive with his logical thinking mind. You know, we want a God of love, but not one that'll insult our intelligence. We need a greater understanding of what God is, a God 2.0, a more modern version than what the ancients wrote about. You see, there's lots of Bible thumpers, but what they don't tell you is that the Bible was never meant to be the final word on God. It was actually the beginning word. It's the fearful writings of a primitive people who created a God in their image, a vengeful, angry God who would punish some, of course, their enemies, and reward others. Interestingly, though, in the 14th century, Hafez, the mystic poet, wrote this. He said, "Beware of the tiny gods that frightened men create." So this young man of 31 years old, Ernest Holmes, created a 4-part lecture series based upon his studies of the world religions, and his goal in all of this was to pluck that thread of truth out from all of them, leaving behind the dogma and the doctrine. He wanted to establish a clearer understanding of what he called this power for good in the universe, one that was free from prejudice and opinion and dogma. What he really wanted to do was blow your mind. And blow minds he did, because in a short time, thousands of people showed up to hear him, tens of thousands later. And his lectures were based on 4 essays that he had written called The Thing Itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it, which of course would later become the cornerstone of our teaching. So, for the next few Sundays, of course, in January, we're going to build all of our Sunday lessons on those essays and start the new year by getting back to our roots. And this is a perfect time for you to invite friends or family or coworkers to CSL, the people that you love and care about, all the people that might have been asking, where are you going on Sunday? What is this weird place you keep talking about? So we want you to invite them, but we especially want you to bring all the people that you know who are an absolute hot mess. Yes. We want you to bring them too. So on the way in, as you're driving in, pick up the drama queens, the addicts, and the neurotics. And if you're watching online, just gather them up from, your room right there from Saturday night's party and have them watch. We want all of them because our intention here is to blow your mind with this teaching and at the same time open your heart. The thing itself. Listen to what Dr. Holmes wrote that totally blew my mind the first time I read it. He said, to suppose that the creative intelligence of the universe would create man in bondage and leave him bound would be to dishonor the creative power which we call God. What? When I read that, I'm like, what? Those words are on the first page of the textbook, and it gets more profound from there. Before I read them, I never heard of anyone who ever dared question the nature of God, who had the audacity to suggest a different version of our Creator. And I thought to myself, oh my God, he's right. What kind of God, or creative intelligence as he called it, would create us and then just leave us down here to suffer? What diabolical plan is this? That's not loving. In fact, it's cruel, and it's just plain stupid. Which is, by the way, the first rule of our teaching. It is an unwritten rule. You won't find it in any of Dr. Holmes' writings, but you got to learn it before you can move on. You know what it is, the first rule of our teaching, the first rule of metaphysics? God isn't stupid. But you got to say it like you got something stuck in your mouth and you're from New York. Right? God isn't stupid. So all of you New Yorkers, just say it with me. God isn't stupid. There, you got it. Thank you. The truth is, you are not alone. You never have been, and you never will be. The intelligence, the creative intelligence, this universal power that created you surrounds you. It embraces you. You are immersed in it, in fact. As Emerson wrote a half a century before Ernest Holmes ever came along, he said, each takes his own from this multiplicity that sweeps and circles round him. The multiplicity is the one mind that we all think into, the one heart that beats billions of hearts, the one presence that lives through all of us. That's the thing that Ernest Holmes was talking about. God isn't a person. It isn't an external deity. It's an indwelling presence, a life force that has individualized itself in each and every one of us in a unique pattern never again repeated in all of time and history. So maybe, my friend, our religions got it wrong. Maybe we're not separated down here from some God, judgmental old man who lives up there. And maybe our relationship with this creative intelligence that we are immersed and embraced by is more symbiotic than we ever imagined. This is what Dr. Holmes proposed in this new science, that you are actually the microcosm and God is the macrocosm, which makes the biblical statement, in him we live and move and have our being, make sense. Dr. Holmes said it this way, the thing that you're looking for is the thing that you're looking with. The thing is consciousness, the creative intelligence of life itself, the conscious and creative mind of God, and the way it works is through you. You know what that means, don't you? It means we're all related. We're all the same. We all have equal value. There's only one life. And that was for all you left brain people. Now for the right brain people who've been sitting there saying, well, all that sounds lovely, but can you tell me a story? I have a story for you. And it'll help simplify what I just said. So after being married for just 1 year and a half to his childhood sweetheart, a young 27-year-old man woke up one morning and he thought to himself, you know what? This marriage thing sucks. I am not happy at all after a year and a half into the marriage. Any married people here ever wake up? Did you wake up this morning and say, you know, this marriage thing sucks. I am not happy here. You can't raise your hand if you're sitting next to your spouse. I mean, look at them. They may be raising their hand. Well, if you've ever felt that way, listen up. So this guy did what most 27-year-olds do, you know. He opened his laptop, started writing about it in a blog. So a few years ago, this guy named is Seth Adam Smith, and he wrote a blog titled, Marriage Isn't For You. It's Not For You, which immediately went viral, over 30 million views. So Marriage Isn't For You struck a chord in the hearts and minds of people all over the world, and it's because of the advice that Seth's father gave him that he wrote about in his blog. Seth said, you know, when you think about marrying a woman, you ask yourself, will she make me happy? Will she be a good mother to my children? And more importantly than any of that, will she be an exciting sex partner? And that's why he married his childhood sweetheart, because he thought she's going to be all that and a bag of chips. And when she was walking down the aisle, he was thinking all that and a bag of chips. But a year and a half into the marriage, the honeymoon's over for him, and he wasn't getting everything he wanted out of the marriage. So he goes over to his dad's house to complain, because his dad had been married to his mother for 30 years. And his dad said this, and I quote, I'm going to make this really simple, son. Marriage isn't for you. You don't marry to make yourself happy. You marry to make someone else happy. Seth said his father's advice was in total contradiction to everything that he had learned in our culture from what he calls our Walmart philosophy, which says if it doesn't make you happy, you should just return it and get a new one. And if it doesn't fit, and if it's not fun for you anymore, if you're doing something that's not fun for you, you should just stop it. You see, the ego always asks the same questions. What's in it for me? What am I going to get? What can you give to me? So if you enter into a marriage with ego, you will always be disappointed, and eventually the party will end and the honeymoon will be over and you will wake up very unhappy. But if your marriage is centered in love, you'll be just fine, because love also always asks the same questions, except they're different questions. Love asks, what can I do to make you happier? What can I give you that will make your life easier? A true marriage based in love is about your desire to satisfy their needs, not your own. So Seth was right. Marriage isn't for you. In fact, it's not about you at all. It's about your partner. It's about your lover. It's about your spouse. And I share this story with you for a reason. Because I'm thinking, what if your life isn't for you either? What if you're literally here for the creative intelligence, the universal power, the unconditional love of the universe? What if it created you as a means for its own expression not your own. And what if the talent you possess isn't yours either? What if anything that you do well, that comes naturally or easily for you, doesn't come from you? It comes through you. So your talent isn't your talent. You get it? You can just nod your head. Awesome. I like to travel. In a couple of weeks, I'll be going to Thailand and taking a bunch of you with me. I'm so excited about that. One time I traveled to Madrid. I was in Spain and Barcelona, and I went on a tour of the King's Palace in Madrid, which is now a museum. And in it, over the doorway, says music room, which was oddly named because there was no music playing in the music room. But in this huge room is filled with kiosks that are covered with these thick, like lucite covers. And underneath these kiosks, these lucite covers, were the world-famous violins, the Stradivarius. And I'm walking around the music room, there's at least a dozen of them, like all there, lying underneath these pristine plastic covers. And no music in the music room. And I left there thinking, man, what a waste, to have these incredible, genius, miraculous instruments just sitting there and not being played. I think of those unplayed Stradivariuses when I see an unexpressed person, a fearful woman, an insecure man, completely unaware of the genius you hold inside you that awaits your awakening, of the greatness that would let itself out if you would just have the courage to set aside your fears and become an outlet for its infinite love and its perfect expression. The truth is, God isn't here for you. You are here for God. You are here to be played like the Stradivarius. You are here to be used as an outlet for its love and an instrument for its peace. So my question for you this morning is, when are you going to let it have its way with you? When are you going to stop playing small and pretending you're not worthy? When are you going to give up your excuses and finally, just let yourself be loved? And so ends the lesson. In every successful relationship, there is a dance of doing and being, of talking and listening. This is true in your spiritual life as well. This is why we take time each week out of our service to go in quiet, contemplative meditation. So I want to ask you if you would close your eyes for just a minute, please.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day,
if you are alive and you can hear my voice, I have come to remind you that there is more within you that you have to let out, that your greatest days are always ahead of you. That no matter what you have done or been through that has challenged you, even the challenges that have brought you to your knees, thinking that life isn't worth living, I'm telling you it is. And I know for sure that you have something left in you yet unexpressed, that there is a greater good ahead of you, that your best days are filled with love, and await your awakening and your faithful step. Take one step in the direction of your best idea, and you will find God, you will find love, you will find joy. The power that resides within you is always greater than anything you have ever been through. You can rely upon it. It is the source that awaits your recognition. And the way to recognize it, the way to connect with it, is by doing what you're doing right now. Being still and listening. Be still. Be still. Everything you're ever going to be is already within you. If you will just find the courage to listen to the voice of faith and not fear, to weed through the negative thoughts, to find that urge within you that says, I want to do more and be more. That is the voice of God, the voice of your Creator, that which has more in store. And so it is.
Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day. Every day, every day, every day, every day.
God is all around.
And I'm thankful. And so it is. And I'm thankful. And so it is.
God is all around thee.
Welcome back into the room. So we changed our order of service and added the meditation right after the lesson, and we forgot to tell the ushers. So ushers, just chill for a minute, would you? Why did you stop that?
said God is all there is, and God is all there will ever be. God is all there is, and God is all there will ever be. The sky of my life was lightning and thunder. I never could trust it could finally be right. The truth in your eyes said, don't worry, don't wonder. You sang me a song that has shattered the lies. And you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. And like the shepherd, you pulled me through. When my heart is troubled, I didn't know what to do. Your compassion planted the seed in my life. Now the flowers in me, all the time I'm singing, all the time I'm singing. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be.
There's no second collection. I just want to let everyone know about that. But the ushers can come back up and complete the collection if they like. This is the part of the service where we practice the law of reciprocity. And just like Dr. Chris was saying earlier, with the holiday gifts for the kids in need, you gave that out of love. And so as part of the law of reciprocity, you give financially to the center out of love, so we can continue to be here, so you can be moved by the music, moved by the meditation, and moved by the message. So thank you so much for your kind generosity to keep this center thriving and growing. A special thanks goes out to our TPL or the Prosperous Life members. These individuals are committed to giving a specific dollar amount every single month from their credit card or their bank account, and their names are displayed here in honor of them. And TPL members, we have a special gathering for you that John Pritchard, one of our generous board members, is going to host next Saturday, which is the 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. So all TPL members are invited. Please go to guest services at the end of the service. They've got more information there, and you can register. And if you're not a TPL member yet, go to guest services and join so that you can also attend this gathering with us. We've made it very easy for you to give. You can give online. You can give on the CSL app or cslftl.org. You can hit the donate button online if you're watching us virtually. Thank you again for your financial support. We truly appreciate you.
less fun. So we actually do believe in the power of prayer. If you came here today with an issue that you need some help with, or a decision that needs to be made that you keep going over and over again in your mind, see one of our licensed spiritual practitioners. They'll be joining me up here on stage at the end of the service and remain here up front to support you. Prayer is also available on your CSL app, and if you haven't downloaded the app, why not? You should download the app. Learn how to pray more effectively, and you can do so by attending our Affirmative Prayer Clinic January 14th, which is next Sunday. It does not cost you anything. And if you're not having success in your prayers, you ought to go to that. Seriously, you ought to go to that. One of the first things that I learned to do when I came to the center many, many years ago was to learn how to connect to that source, that power for good in the universe, because I wanted good in my life. And I connected with that source and created a life worth living. We also have a youth center, so we are a multi-generational organization. If you have kids or grandchildren, please bring them. We want to make sure that we educate a new generation of people that aren't waking up with shame and guilt and problems in their lives. It's important. Imagine how your life would have been different had you known what you know now at 10 years old or 13 or 15. So bring your kids, please. We are a teaching, not a preaching, and that means we have classes. And we have a new class that is starting January 10th. It's called Spiritual Economics, and there's a couple people here that are going to tell you all about it. Would you welcome to the stage Dr. John Waterhouse and Dr. Ferdinand Cabrera.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited and delighted to be giving this class to all of you. All of us have New Year's resolutions. All of us want to start something different. And if you feel that call, if you feel that calling in your heart, there's something I can do different, this is the class for you. I'm a true example of what spiritual economics and what prosperity allows through this teaching manifests in my life. So if you want to join me and Dr. Reverend John Waterhouse, we will be happy to see you this coming Wednesday. Reverend?
Thank you, Dr. Ferdinand. It's an honor to be doing this with you, by the way. I just wanted everyone to know that. Good morning. It's still morning, right? So here's the book for the class. If you're going to be in the class, please get the book or pull it off your shelf. You probably have it. I want to speak for a moment to those among us that are going, well, it sounds like a wonderful class, but $250? I can't do that right now. If that's the situation in your life, I want you to understand this class is designed for you. And I want to meet with you over here after the service today and find a way to make this work for you. Okay? So if there's anything in you that says just the financial part doesn't work, this is the time to shift that in your life and to make it different. So come talk to me. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You might have heard that we're having a gala. It's February 24th, and you chose the theme. It's called One Night in Paris, and we have a short video to play for you this morning.
Bonjour, everyone. I am Todd.
Et je m'appelle Patrice. Today we're in the kitchen turning up some heat to cook up some excitement for CSL's One Night in Paris Gala. It's on February 24th.
Picture it, a dinner with French flair that will make your taste buds say, merci beaucoup. It's so good, even Julia Child would approve.
Oh, I don't care what happens. The sky can fall and omelets can go over.
And what's a French soirée without a fantastic open cocktail bar?
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
We're talking more spirits than a haunted vineyard.
And for our guests, we have a live and silent auction. It's like eBay, but with a side of escargot.
Oh, escargot is optional, of course. But seriously, you can bid on amazing items and experiences, like a trip to the City of Lights, to Gay Paris, to Paris. This trip will make your friends green with envy.
And don't forget the fabulous entertainment. Just imagine the Moulin Rouge entertainers who will transport you to the sights and sounds of that famous French cabaret.
Ooh la la. So mark your calendars for February 24th. One night in Paris tickets are $200 and are on sale today. Go ahead and buy yours, and every other Sunday until the gala.
See you there. It's going to be magnifique.
We have a few hams here at CSL. No turkeys, but we got some hams. So to kick off the gala celebration, there's this wonderful gift basket here. I don't know if you've looked at it in front of you this morning, but we're raffling it off. You can buy raffle tickets today for $5, or I think 5 for 20 or something like that. The drawing is going to be next Sunday. You do not have to be present to win. Inside this basket, as you might be able to tell, is a $100 bill. And let's see, what else is in there? There's all kinds of French things in there. There's a book of Julia Child's French cooking and all the other wonderful stuff. But I was just more attracted to the $100 bill. So you can buy the tickets today at the gala display in the lobby, $5. So you might win, you never know. So for the new year, we've gone digital, so we're not handing out affirmation cards anymore, but we close our service with an affirmation and prayer, and it will appear right up here on screen. So would you say it with me, please? There is only one source for everything good in life. That one source is perfect and pure. Let's know this. You are surrounded, immersed, and embraced by the one perfect lover in the universe, the life, the presence, and the creative intelligence of God. Call it spirit, call it whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. But call it forth from your life. That source is the source for every good you seek. If you want more love, it's inside of you. It will let it out and attract to you those people who have the capacity to love you. It is the source of wellness and wholeness. If your body is not well, the intelligence within your body can sustain it in perfection. It is the source of all prosperity. It thinks through your mind and gives you ideas that will lead to your fuller expression and wealth. This truth is established in our minds and our hearts. Have the courage this week to let out what God has made you to be and trust that it is way more than good enough. Thank you. Thank you for this knowing. Thank you for sharing this spiritual education with me this morning. Blessings. Namaste. And so it is. Thank you for joining me this Sunday. Next Sunday and the following is all about the science of mind, and our lessons will be centered around that. Let's stand and sing our closing song. Will you help me?
This is my wish for the world, that peace will find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the
Same to you both, sir. Same to you both.